All right, I'll start with a slide of my truck, Betty, and hauling a trailer with large-scale interactive art, which is what I do. I work in metal, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the process of building huge art in metal. Wow, I have extra time. Here's the Heron project, a project that I conceived of many years ago. The big idea was 3 cranes, lots of other sculptures to create some kind of interactive space for performers to play in, and ended up building maquettes, many drawings, ended up building one sculpture, one crane. Here I am in the shop, actually just following directions at this point, building this first Heron crane from technical drawings that have been engineered, and that is the process. You start from drawings and you go into building the small scale stuff, then you get an engineer to help you out, and then you just keep building, and months and months and months later you put it all together and oh my god, it looks just like the technical drawing. No surprises. And this crane here is 32 feet tall and can lift about 2,000 pounds from the beak, inspired by a bird, of course. It's hydraulically actuated, goes up and down very slowly, and is supposed to be some kind of theater venue for performers. And ideally, the audience and performers sort of blur the line. The audience can also climb it, be really close. It's a theater in the round, it's a theater outdoors. It's a space. Here's a picture of the Heron with its wings in El Paso, Texas, not too long ago, with the fire performer in the foreground. You know, it's still in the beginning stages because ideally there'd be 2 more cranes in addition to this crane for people to play on. Here are 2 more pictures of aerialists working on the crane with, of course, the sky as their ceiling, which is a huge luxury. To be able to just hang out in nowhere and look up at the stars. That's a pretty cool thing. And then at Burning Man, of course, it was partially funded by Burning Man, decided to add wings and then fire. A friend in special effects down in Santa Fe helped me out here, and we had huge fire to draw attention to the crane itself. That was fun. Expensive. And here's a serene picture of the Heron with its wings not on fire in an urban setting, again in El Paso, Texas, for a street festival in October. I loved it that they worked with the light. So it was a white sculpture and you can, expose it to any kind of light. Pulse jets. Pulse jets became sort of something I obsessed about. I built one. It was at a Stables show a couple of years back. Really loud little jet engine with no moving parts, and looks like an instrument, makes a lot of noise. And I thought, wow, that's a cool thing. What if I made 5 of them and put them within a cage for safety? What if they spun around so they were in stereo, and what if the audience could control them? Wow, yeah. So, then came up with this cage pulse jet project, got funded by Burning Man again, and many drawings later, built a little maquette, and this is the big idea, which of course, didn't quite look like that when it was done, but I was also pregnant at the time, so everything got a little harder. It's a pretty cool sculpture, huge bird cage, ended up being much bigger. The scale is not correct. And here I am in the shop again with lots of help from many people, building the sculpture, again following directions, basically looking at the computer and cutting and welding and fabricating and cutting and fabricating. Pulse jets on the bottom left there were built by a pulse jet expert, and here I am testing it for the first time on the Mesa, and on the right you see a picture of the console, which is the control station, the interface between the audience and the sculpture itself, with ear protection, of course, because the pulse jets are quite loud. They're all different sizes, and so they make a range of different noises, so it's almost like an instrument. Here's a picture of it at Burning Man. You can see the pulse jet spinning, and the people in the background in the console actually operating a pulse jet each. And loud, but not as loud as I had hoped. And yet another fabulous picture of the pulse jets in motion. Again, they're spinning so fast, and the more fuel you put in there, the faster and more obnoxious they get. And I'm going to end with a video that was made and edited by a friend of mine, Wendy Shui, and it will show you what it sounds like. Or it will, yeah, show you what it sounds like. So, this is the pulse jet cage at Burning Man.
Sorry, guys.
Put the mic in front of the computer.
There's a better way.